Hi there, I'm Team 4 Meteorologist and science teacher Ryan Miller. Our Science for Everyone segment is going to continue to focus on the sewage spill that has occurred and is occurring along the banks of the Potomac River with the Potomac Interceptor pipeline that helps to bring sewage from locations like Dulles Airport down to Blue Plains. Now, here is what we know. Number one, 300 million gallons plus of raw sewage has entered the Potomac River and the Potomac River system. Testing by folks from the University of Maryland and the Potomac waterkeepers have indicated that there is the presence of pathogens in the water, and that's moving downstream. What you would expect in the sewage water, things like E. coli and the bacteria that can cause staph infections are present and being detected not only at the site in levels that are way above considered what we would consider safe, but downstream towards Georgetown and as the river flows downstream. Cold water, because it's wintertime, and the low flow right now, water levels are very low in the Potomac, could exacerbate and enhance health concerns because refrigeration basically would allow the bacteria to live for longer periods of time and be transported further distances by the flow of water. And the solution to pollution is often dilution. That is certainly the mantra in many cases here when you're dealing with pollution, but with the low flow of water, we're not seeing that happen right now. And so a lot of the bacteria, the pathogens, are staying put and in places where they would typically be moved by water that is flowing. 124 miles separates the site where the rupture occurred downstream from the Potomac River to the Chesapeake Bay. And there have been actions that have been taken as a result of consequences coming from testing. E. coli has been tested in many spots. The numbers of E. coli in and around and close to the actual rupture are astounding, exponentially higher than what would be considered as safe. Moving downstream towards Fletcher's Boathouse, we're still seeing detected levels of E. coli even towards Georgetown and Thompson's Boathouse. Are these levels considered safe? Well, the EPA has set a threshold of 410 relative to the measurement of E. coli, and we're seeing things like 50, 60, and 70 readings here along the Potomac River towards the Chesapeake Bay and moving off towards Roosevelt Island. So be careful if you are going to get close to the river in Washington. The D.C. government is advising folks to not have contact with the Potomac River in Washington right now because of the sewage spill, and make sure you're watching those pets as well. We don't want them getting sick from any of the pathogens. The rupture site is northwest of D.C., very close to the American Legion Bridge, and this rupture site is where all of the material will continue to flow down the Potomac River. Now, the state of Maryland has put up a shellfish closure area here on the Potomac River about 70 miles downstream as a precaution as these materials continue to work down the river and moving off towards the southeast and towards the Chesapeake Bay. We, as a public, have to be very vigilant in making sure, number one, we stay safe, and staying safe means staying away from the Potomac waters close to the rupture site and immediately downstream. Number two, we have to make sure our government officials are testing the water adequately and are making sure that the things that we get from the water, like shellfish, are safe to consume. So we have to make sure that Maryland and Virginia officials are going to keep safe tabs here on all of the potential pathogens working through the system and eventually making their way towards the Chesapeake Bay. We're going to stay on this and make sure you're aware of all of the potentials here with this very dangerous situation up close near the rupture, and we'll keep you posted here if anything does happen to change or if we have any updates here on the progress of these materials working downstream. I'm Team 4 Meteorologist and science teacher Ryan Miller.